And it's time to send it back to the paddock to our resident Yenta, Alan Cutler.
Thank you, Bill. By the way, my hat's off. The sun's out. My old Kentucky home. I'm telling you, Bill, you're doing a good job. Look, Mark Casse is a very respected trainer. He's kind, he's considerate, he's smart, he's Canadian. His son, Norm, is his assistant. And for all intents and purposes, Norm does all the work on the horse. But to say it's been a struggle with Classic Empire, who was the favorite, that's an understatement. Classic Empire has been hurt, a back and a foot. He didn't want to train. He didn't want to have a jockey on his back. I mean, it's been up and down. They say he's a smart horse, but he's done some things that you would say he's not mentally smart. But the Casses are hoping and praying that's all behind them today.
Tippin is traveling well on the outside.
First-time Derby trainers can lose the Derby. Knowing how to act isn't as simple as it sounds.
You know, there's a lot of guys that, you know, the stress and the pressure gets to them.
And she is going to make this her own personal playground.
Tepin, a Breeders' Cup champ, was great. The best the Casses have had.
A lot of pressure training her. And I think her biggest contribution to our barn is she taught us how to handle these type of scenarios, and we feel like we're better suited now.
Here's the champ, Classic Empire!
After a bad day in the Holy Bull in February, April 15th was sweet. Classic Empire, who at times is rank and at times doesn't want to train, was back. Julien Leperoux, also the jock for Tepin, also knows Churchill Downs like the back of his hand, was in control in the Arkansas Derby.
Here's the wire. Classic Empire holds on. He's a champion 2-year-old.
Not only was Classic Empire the best 2-year-old, winning the Breeders' Cup Juvenile, Classic Empire is 2 for 2 at Churchill. Liking this track is huge.
We do feel a little pressure, but we always kind of believe pressure's a privilege.
This might sound a little crazy, but Norm works for his father, Mark. They are both very respected in the business. Then you have Norm and his grandparents. They were in the business. The bloodlines for Norm are like perfect. Can you believe that as a kid, Norm didn't like this business? Shocking.
Honestly, I didn't like horse racing that much growing up. I came to the Derby when Smarty Jones won. I became a huge fanatic, and literally I've thought about winning the Kentucky Derby. Everybody likes to downplay it. I don't downplay it. The Derby's the reason I do this, and it's what I think about every day. There's not a day that goes by that I don't think about what it would be like to win the Kentucky Derby.
The other part of Norm is family. He wants to win not just for the obvious, his father, his dream, Julian, his jockey and friend, but those he hopes who will be watching.
I'm going to be happy for friends, family, and, you know, more importantly, family that's not around anymore that, you know, that we're hoping to watching from somewhere else.
We're not suggesting for a second that Classic Empire is going to be American Pharoah, but they have something in common, the same daddy, pioneer of the Nile. Getting you ready for Kentucky Derby 143. We'll have a lot more next from Churchill Downs.